Welcome one and all, whoever may be watching this. This is Broken Pieces, obviously. Name's right there on the screen, that thing that you're looking at. Fun story. I've actually recorded like 2 hours of this game already, and I did it back to back, like just in one fell swoop, thinking it's cool, I'll just come back, edit it, cut it into bite-sized chunks and everything will be fine. However, my laptop, which I record myself onto, I was having some issues with it and I had to go in and fix it all up, which I did. And it involved the audio driver, and everything's fine, it sounds fantastic now. However, my recording sounded atrocious, like absolutely stinking atrocious, and I've been playing around with the settings. Obviously there's something that has been changed, and I've got it to a point where I'm okay with it. If everything works out with this recording now, obviously I'll keep plugging away at it just to try to get it back to where it was before. But it will make at least the sort of intro to this game very smooth because I've already done it. So let's do a new game. I guess slot 2, and we'll go combat reduced again because I am a story mode loving person.
Pierre, I can't take the suit. You will need it too. I don't feel right. Stay with me.
Alright, everyone. Pop quiz time. What kind of rock formation are we looking at? This is some columnar jointing. Sort of appears in almost every game. But I'm totally here for it. Okay.
I see it now. We were all so entertained. We didn't see what was getting ready in the shadow. No, leave them alone.
It's kind of interesting playing this through again. Just different things that I'm picking up on.
Looks like scientific documents. But I can't decipher what's written.
Oh, those stinking scientists using their codes. How dare they?
This nightmare again.
Okay, so I guess I'll have to sort of do everything all over again. So this is just, how you can look around and jank. Zoom is a lie. That doesn't do what it's supposed to do. And this is a game that is supposed to be played with a console controller. Maybe one day I'll suck it up and go get myself one.
Damn. When dust settles on your sport trophies, it doesn't mean you are getting younger. I miss listening to Pierre. He always used crazy effects on his guitar. Pierre's tape collection. Insomnia will be a nice excuse to put it in order. Might even find some of the music he made for me. I could use the comforting.
So we're dealing with cassette tapes, so obviously this is the 1980s? I don't know, sometime before then. Oh, a bathroom. Oh, I didn't know this existed.
Nah, maybe later.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, that's all I can interact with. Oh, of course, yes. These scraps are important.
You come with me, my friend. It would get lonely without you.
Okay, navigate. Oh, nice. Okay, how do I... Okay, but if I want to listen to one of those, how do I do that? Okay, there we are. Jeez.
One, two. 1, 2. That works? Okay. Damn machine. I'm finally starting to understand what's going on here with the electricity. A priori.
My life turned into an item. Round and round we go, stuck at the same track.
Everything revolves around the lighthouse. I consulted many old newspapers, and the village gazette told me that St. Exa was very poorly served by electricity and regularly suffered severe power cuts. I knew that it was a very isolated village, which is what makes it so charming, but I hadn't thought of that.
How? Forgot I found this old journal around town yesterday. Apparently they installed a secondary generator in the old lighthouse years ago. The extra current could help me out in my search for the other inhabitants. Let's check it out today.
Half of the articles in the Gazette are devoted to the inhabitants who, tired of the cuts, ended up installing small wind turbines for their homes. The other half is about the lighthouse, and that's where it gets interesting. I read that the mayor of the village had installed underwater turbines connected to
another undeniable friend. It would be easy to get lost without it.
The building, which are capable of producing electricity thanks to the movement of the sea. This has enabled the village to gain autonomy and to overcome the failures of the general electrical network. Anyway, I think it would...
At least I know I can always find the things I leave in here.
...be worth going to take a look at the lighthouse. Because if the turbine system is damaged, it could explain why some electrical equipment is out of order while others are still working. I'll tell you what I found.
Okay, so I hadn't actually listened to that tape before. I didn't really explore too much of the recordings my first playthrough. Okay, so this...
I left my gun in the shanty yesterday. Time to get it back.
This game... Oh, okay. Actually, what I'm going to do is just test things to make sure the sound is working. So there's going to be a cut here if all things work out. Okay, good news. Everything seems to be working for the most part. It looks so weird on my recording software though, but I'm just going to have to roll with it and trust that everything is going okay. I do have to apologize though, my microphone is super sensitive at the moment and that's something I'm going to have to work on, so hopefully you won't hear too much of what's going on in the background. I did have a bit of a weird moment because even though the game saved in this spot, when I reloaded it, she was back in her bedroom and I was kind of like, wait, how much have I done? Do I need to redo everything in the house again? But I think we're all good in the hood.
Without you, I wouldn't stand a second out there.
Okay, so this is her gun, because there be bad people.
Last time was very close. I need to keep up with my training.
It's interesting because it sort of hints at these things that have happened, or, you know, just moments in her life, and it's kind of like, I wish I could see that, you know?
Time to shoot some cans. Let's start with the red one. Or the yellow one. Nah, the blue one. Definitely the blue one. 2 to go. And missed it. Now, let's warm up for some dodging.
It's like the most interesting sort of tutorial moment ever. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready. Now, better be faster.
Okay, so I have no control over what direction she turns in.
Now, rappel training.
And hilariously, when she first said rappel training, I was like, so we're gonna go down the side of the cliff here?
Next time, you will think twice about getting in my safe space.
So I guess that's kind of like her equivalent of a melee
I'm
attack.
glad this thing recharges during the night. Training's over. Getting out there seems a little bit less scary now.
I mean, how many times have you done this training?
With all these storms, the previous tenant didn't know what to do with all the wood coming out of fallen trees.
Like, it always seems a little bit odd when you get someone in this kind of situation where they've obviously been here for a while, dealing with all of the issues, and then it's kind of like, oh yeah, look, I'm good to go. I shall be okay now outside. And it's like, haven't you been dealing with this for how long now? Anyways. Okay, so this took me a long time to remember because G has nothing to do with time.
T-10.
So this is actually kind of a neat feature. I'm not sure exactly, you know, the pros and cons of it.
Watch creeps me out.
But essentially you have to be back in the house by 8 p.m. and the time does tick away as you do things and as you travel and whatnot. But I think if you're out after dark, you get attacked by more enemies.
I loved that statue. Well, before the cult vandalized it. They love leaving these tape boxes for their propaganda. Listen to us. Join the devoted. Maybe I should listen to it.
I guess I should also mention this is set in a village in France.
Dear people of Saint-Exil, this message is for you. I know our local authorities have been breaking their backs, picturing us as fools. Do not listen to this nonsense.
I better be home before the night.
Our actions are dedicated to all of you. Once the day comes, those who denied will finally see the truth with their eyes. The distant shall all be remembered. You are all invited to our next ceremony. This Friday, join us in the writing of birthdays from the departed boat. Let's put the world to rights. It's the only way now.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if we could travel and listen to a recording. So you see how it says an hour and 10 minutes? That's the time that will pass. Okay.
You again. lesson. At the edge of this cliff stands the famous flower house of St. Exel. It was given by its owner to the village, which still contributes to maintaining the quality of its gardens. Still inhabited, the building is regularly open for heritage events. This door has no handle.
So it's kind of interesting. You can keep a running tally of all of the ways that doors are inaccessible.
This door can be unlocked from the other side. I wish I knew how to care for such beauties.
Water them? Pretty sure it's as simple as that. Okay, so this axe took me, I think, 20 minutes to find my first time through.
Attention, following the latest storms, the coastal path is damaged. Certain trees marked with an orange cross present a risk of falling on hikers and must be felled. These can fall due to the slightest gust of wind.
I find it odd that they kind of prolong the
The
credits.
village really isn't investing in its infrastructure, and storms make it even more problematic.
Because in that bottom left corner is where all of the little notifications appear, so anytime I see the credits, I'm kind of like,
This tree
ooh.
was marked to be felled. It could make a nice bridge. It's hurt, but that won't be enough. A storm could help.
That was so odd. Maybe because I ran across the tree when it was in storm mode.
Well, it doesn't seem to have awakened them.
But this is what it should have looked like. So obviously our character here has some kind of special abilities.
I think I'm going to need a lever.
I don't know, I think you could get a stick, wedge it on in there, and you'd be fine. Or even break like one of these fishing nets.
This door can be unlocked from the other side.
Okay, so that's 2 doors that can be unlocked from the other side. We have one that's missing a handle. I have to say that directional keys get a bit funky because of the way the camera changes. So if at any point in time she runs around in circles or just seems to kind of lose the plot directionally, it's just because there's been a change in the camera angle and everything I'm pressing has just gone to heck.
This door requires electricity.
Okay, that's one door that requires electricity.
Someone stole the circuit breaker. You are facing the lighthouse named Le Crane. The lighthouse was built in 1835, a veritable directional beacon for the sailors of the coast of St. Exel. It was nonetheless decommissioned in 1983. It is only in 1988 that Le Crane was put in service again, welcoming a hydraulic generator that supplies the village.
So we have these weird water spurt situations. Can't wait to find out more about those.
multiple people were working here. Craig, why did you have to be so grim?
Okay, so we're exploring the lighthouse. We also get clues along the way, just different little bits and pieces that can help figure things out, which is very nice of this game.
A bit unexpected for a lighthouse. These cables go all the way to the ceiling. This is a complete mess. It's like they pushed everything to the side to make room for something else. Nothing. Looks like a lot of security for simple maintenance equipment.
Okay, this took me a very long time to find out, but what we need is the inauguration date, which is 1835, as symbolized by the drawing right there.
All right. It automatically locked the doors behind me. The valve is missing here.
Okay, last time I one-shot killed that, so I'm wondering if there's a little bit more to the aiming system than just clicking and firing.
Someone left a note for his coworkers. Frank is so fed up that we keep forgetting his birthday that he has set the day and the month as the padlock code. Can someone change that back to the inauguration date? So, what is your code, Frank? Watchtower schedule and system monitoring. The entire workforce is listed on the board. Something is written here, too. Could anyone pick up Frank's shifts for the upcoming weeks?
So my first playthrough, I stood here for like so long thinking that maybe Frank was taking his birthday off, and I was trying to figure out, so there's 2 days there in January, probably 2 days February, 2 days March. So then what is that day? And maybe that was his birthday. I was thinking way too much.
Nicholas system? That's probably where the town's additional current is monitored.
Oui?
It's a bit much for just a common lighthouse.
Okay, so now we need to go find Frank's...
I can probably restart the system from here once the pressure is fixed.
Frank's birthday.